If anyone out there who is listening right now, I'm a very emotional person.
That's fine. That's
It is so hard to see when Zyair looking at stuff, he continued to turn his head right way on this right side at all time. And I know that because he's so young, he cannot tell me how bad his eyes is.
On August of 2023, I took him to get his eyes tested. And upon getting his eyes tested, he was diagnosed with retinal detachment. The institution that tested his eyes recommended us to a specific medical institution where he was a patient for over a year. The last two visits, he did a EUA, which is examination under anesthesia. They put him to sleep, took him to the operating room where I thought they would be doing the surgery, only to find out that they only did eye examinations. After being released from the operating room, a doctor told me that he was losing vision rapidly in his left eye. I was very stressed out, and I am still very stressed out, right? Like every day, even when I try not to think about it, thoughts flash through my mind saying, what if the day just comes suddenly where he can't see, he gets up screaming about he's not able to see anything. He's not able to ride his bicycle or play with his favorite toys because he's a car fanatic. So it does worry me. And it took a toll on my mental condition because majority of the time that's all I think about.
how much will the operation cost?
The operation is $3 million for both eyes, 1.5 each if I can't do both eyes at the same time.
Which eye is the most critical one?
So, so the left eye is the one that's losing vision drastically. The right eye is the eye that is mainly focusing his sight or looking through. So whenever he's supposed to be watching anything, doing his schoolwork, whatever it may be, he has to turn his head to the right. That's where your focus is because he can't really see much from the left.
What is he like?
He's rude, bad. He's very rude and he's very vocal, very vocal. And as I said, he's a car fanatic. When over the summer,
That's fine. That's fine.
over the summer, he told his grandmother that he wanted a Lamborghini. So the entire summer was based on him and the Lamborghini. So what she had to do, she had to send pictures. She had to source pictures from Google so he would stop bothering her for the Lamborghini. And he loves his cars. I remember him from early stages of him playing with cars. I went through over 2 big garbage bags of toys, and they're all cars. And he would pull them apart and say, Mommy, pass me the screwdriver. And then, Mommy, I'm taking out the engine. Where's the muffler? He's that type of person. And when I went to school the other day, his teacher called me in and said, Mommy, you're raising a wonderful boy. He's very polite, he cooperates in class, and he's very loving and caring towards the other kids. And he's very appreciative. If you're supposed to give him a sweetie now, he walk and tell everybody, she gave me the sweetie.
You seem to be very close to them.
Yes, very, very much. I love him so much. He's my only grandchild. And he was born in my house. So, we have this bond with my grandson, and everything he would talk to me like a big boy. He's very outspoken. So, yes, sometimes I cried a lot, very emotional. When I sit down and look at Zyair, I can't even know what I'm thinking. I don't know what to think about. Imagine that my grandson is going to go. Something wrong is going to happen if we don't get help soon. Depend on what the doctor is telling her. It's very hurt. And we cannot help him because it's $3 million. If anyone out there who is listening right now, I'm a very emotional person.
That's fine. That's
Oh. Just a minute. it is so hard to see when Zyair looking at stuff. He continued to turn his head right way on this right side at all time, and I know that because he's so young, he cannot tell me how bad his eyes is. And for the one here, he was going to see that doctor. He should have done something. He should have done it. He just keep on having her traveling back and forth from Kingston. We don't have it. We have to save every money. We have to keep up the clinic. We try not to make Zyair miss clinic date. And at the appointed time when he took Zyair to the surgery room, he take him out back and tell her that he cannot help. And that's when we have to run up and down and start to seek other hands
Everything
and
from
help.
scratch.
We have to start over again.
He was kind of slow speech, so he really started talking a little bit better at 3 years old. Normally, he would like make a lot of funny noises, and then when he was asked what was wrong with him, he would say that his eyes hurt and that he wanted to go to the doctor. Because upon each clinic visit, I would ask them that the baby have cast, are you sure nothing extra is wrong with him? Or no, mommy, he's okay. Them normally grow it out after a while. So I didn't just stick with that because I know that he's feeling some sort of pain based on what he's telling me. So I got him checked out at the hospital, and they diagnosed him with a specific eye problem, which was not the case, and recommended me to another medical institution. Upon going to that medical institution, they didn't give me much information about it either. He was supposed to start school this September when he was 3. He didn't get to start at 3 on the September. So I had to get his eyes tested to ensure that everything was okay with him. So that is when I really, really found out that he had a retinal detachment. So he started school the January of this year, and at school I would normally check up on him because where I worked was close by. So whenever I go and pick him up, I would check how is he getting on in class, because he's sick with his eyes. I would notify each teacher that he would come into contact with that. Watch him a little bit closely, ensure him not play with no sharp object, no pencil, because I don't want the extra problem. So they would advise me that whenever he was in class, whenever he got assignments in his notebook or the textbook, that he would have to go really, really close to it, like his forehead would touch the book to actually see what is going on in the book. Whenever they put work on the board, he would have to stand directly in front of the board and ask teacher, what is this? And stuff like that. So going to school September now, I did check up on him again, and I told the teacher that to put him close to the chalkboard because I didn't want him straining his eyes, and more difficulties would arise. So when I asked her, she told me that is exactly what he's doing. He had to be tilting his head to the right to look in the book. When he's writing, his forehead, his face is directly in the book. I think it's really hard for him, especially as a child. He doesn't really know how to explain it, and sometimes doesn't know how to portray and tell you that he's not seeing well. Normally, when I'm at home, because when I bring him to the hospital and see how they check him up, I would normally like cover one of his eyes and put an object for or some little symbols and signs and test him myself. And one day I did it, and he said, when I covered the right eye and for him to look out of the left, he said, "Mommy, I cannot see anything." So the main goal is to get assistance for the funding for Zyair's eye surgery because $3 million is a lot to acquire in the space that I found out that the left eye is going blind and now, and it needs to be done now because October is right here.